I ate the mind-blowing 20-course tasting menu at one of the best Michelin-starred restaurants in Norway, all to determine if his visionary young chef truly lives up to the acclaim. But let me warn you, if you're expecting traditional Nordic cuisine, prepare to be surprised. What unfolds here is anything but conventional. I'll get back to that, but first, welcome to Tastebud. I'm a sommelier with 20 years of experience exploring the world's best restaurants. On this channel, I provide honest reviews using my unique 100-point rating system, uncovering which fine dining restaurants truly stand out as the best of the best. Make sure to subscribe, as I have tons of amazing restaurant reviews coming your way. And stay with me until the end of this episode, where I'll reveal the detailed scores and final rating for Restaurant Savage in Oslo. Because the big question is, does this restaurant deserve its Michelin star or not? Situated in the heart of Oslo at Nedre Slottsgate 2, Restaurant Savage is just a short stroll from the bustling Karl Johans gate and iconic landmarks like the Opera House, Aker Brygge, National Theatre and Stortinget. While the restaurant occupies a space within Revier House, it boasts its own entrance on the opposite side of the building. However, today I enter through Revier's main entrance on Kongens gate 5 as I have a scheduled meeting with this enthusiastic young man.
Hello and welcome to Restaurant Savage.
This is Andrea Selvaggini, the executive chef at Savage. At just 29 years old, Andrea made history as the first Italian chef to earn a Michelin star in Norway. And he achieved this remarkable milestone in record time, just 7 months after the restaurant's opening. Originally from the outskirts of Rome, Andrea brings a rich and diverse culinary background to Savage. His experience spans multiple countries, including Italy, France, Luxembourg, Spain, Mexico, and Norway. His impressive resume features roles at world-renowned establishments such as Quique de Costa in Spain, Quintonil in Mexico City, and Oslo's Michelin-starred restaurants Maemo and Contrast. At Savage, Andrea has redefined the concept of a Norwegian produce-focused restaurant with a bold and innovative approach.
So the philosophy of our cooking and our style here at Savage is always been to don't put any boundaries in terms of flavor, but still very local on the products we use. Every year we change our menu philosophy or our main theme. Since we are a restaurant in a city, we want to bring our customers through a journey to the different ecosystem of Norway. There's a lot of bounty in each one of them. So the main goal will be to bring the journey, our guests through this journey, through the main ingredient of each dish that we combine then with flavors and texture from our memories and different experiences.
When dining at Savage, you can choose between two set menus. The expansive Dimensions menu features 20 courses and is priced at 210 euros, while the shorter Refractions menu offers 10 servings for 130 euros. Wine pairings are priced at 185 and 120 euros correspondingly. We opted for the full Dimensions experience. With the addition of the wine pairing and an optional glass of champagne to start with, the total cost per person came to 425 euros. That's obviously a lot of money, so the big question there is dining at Restaurant Savage worth it? Well, we just have to see. Arriving early for my reservation, I had the opportunity to join the staff briefing held an hour before the first guests arrived.
Good evening.
Good evening.
So tonight we have 24 guests.
Restaurant Savage operates with a small yet highly skilled team. 6 chefs in the kitchen and 4 in the front of house. While the relatively low number of front of house staff does have some impact in the overall service, I don't think it will detract much from the dining experience. Or perhaps it will? I'll get back to that when breaking down my ratings later in the episode. With the staff briefing complete, it's finally time for service, and I make my way to the green room. Originally envisioned as a standalone speakeasy bar, this small, intimate space has been transformed into an integral part of the dining experience. As its name suggests, the green room is adorned with lush plants and fresh herbs, creating a vibrant, botanical ambience. At its center, there's a small table with a few chairs perfectly suited for the first small snack servings. Joining me tonight are my two good friends, Håvard and Marius. You might recognize them from my in-depth review of the 3 Michelin-starred restaurant Maemo. If you haven't seen that episode yet, I'll make sure to put it in the end screen. It was honestly one of my very best restaurant experiences last year, so I highly recommend checking it out. It's always a joy to share dining experiences like this with these two guys, and as we settle into our seats, there's a palpable excitement and anticipation for the culinary journey that lies ahead. Our evening begins with a glass of champagne, the Grand Brut Cuvée from Perrier-Jouët. This elegant champagne is crafted from a blend of reserve wines. It's 20% Chardonnay, 40% Pinot Noir, and 40% Pinot Meunier. On the nose, it offers delicate aromas of white flowers and fresh fruits like lemon and peach, alongside yellow fruits such as apricot and mango. The fruitiness evolves gracefully on the palate, giving way to richer notes of butter, brioche, and vanilla in a long, satisfying finish. This champagne strikes a perfect balance between structure, roundness, and a subtle vinosity, making it both fresh and complex. It's an ideal companion for the 4 snack servings that kick off our dining experience tonight. The first snack arrives, setting a high standard for the evening ahead. This visually stunning creation is a delicate potato tuile, meticulously crafted into the shape of a sunflower. Its golden, crisp petals encase a filling that exemplifies sophistication, a luscious champagne gel paired with a silky oyster emulsion, delivering a burst of oceanic freshness. To crown this exquisite bite, a generous dollop of Osietra caviar from Bordeaux adds depth and a touch of indulgence, with its briny, nutty flavor perfectly complementing the other elements. The balance of textures, crisp, creamy, and smooth, combining with the interplay of flavors, makes this snack not only a feast for the eyes, but also a memorable introduction to the culinary journey ahead. Truly beautiful and delicious start to the evening. The second snack arrives, offering a striking contrast to the delicate floral theme of the first creation. This time, the presentation takes on a bold and dynamic aesthetic, evoking a clear nod to another inspiration, a vivid departure that immediately captures the imagination.
We are going to continue with the second bite of tonight experience. And we're opening our coastline act. We're going to enjoy a small tart, which is filled inside with the Catalan style of lobster salad, together with some pimenton aioli. And we topped it up with a small lobster-shaped tuile, dusted with some tomato powder.
This snack is a harmonious play of textures, with each bite offering a satisfying interplay of crunch, creaminess, and subtle surprises. Underpinning the dish is a gentle hint of Spanish temperament, weaving a whisper of warmth and spice into the flavor profile. The small snacks continue to arrive, and now our third bite is placed before us. While the first two were exceptional, our excitement for this one heightens as the waiter shares a tantalizing detail.
So we now continue with the next bite of tonight, which is personally one of my favorite. And we're opening the act of the inland. We're going to enjoy actually a small toast or sandwich. It's filled inside with reindeer coming from Finnmark that has been aged for 10 days in-house. We serve it in between these small crisps, which are made with sweet potato and colored with some squid ink, together with the Ramson emulsion.
I'm captivated by the presentation, minimalistic and monochrome, embodying a refined less is more philosophy. But don't be deceived by its simplicity. This dish delivers an explosion of flavors. It masterfully balances contrasting textures, concentrated flavors, and a perfect touch of acidity. Truly excellent. Our waiter returns with the final bite of the night. While the previous dish was her personal favorite, it's clear that this one is equally exciting and promises to be another highlight of the evening.
My second favorite bites, a small donut made with cheese, precisely kongeost, which translates to king's cheese in English. We serve it together with black garlic and truffle coming from Umbria in Italy. Hope you enjoy.
While this bite was enjoyable, I found it to be somewhat more monotone in terms of flavor. Among the first 4 servings, this one felt the least exciting in my opinion. But who cares about minor critiques at this point, because now it's time to move to the main dining room. The atmosphere here is truly inviting. The space is open and bright, offering a clear view of the entire restaurant from any table. Its sleek, modern design feels intentional and cohesive. While some might find the lighting a bit too bright, I think it complements the space well, enhancing the clean aesthetic. There are 3 seating options: chairs at traditional tables, cozy sofas, or stools at the long bar adjacent to the kitchen. Tonight, our table is centrally located, giving us an excellent vantage point of both the kitchen and the wine room behind the bar. And speaking of wines, the sommelier begins our journey with the first wine in the pairing, a Portuguese white from Vinho Verde. Made from 100% Loureiro by Quinta do Ameal, this wine is notable for being crafted by the first winemaker to plant Loureiro in the region. It offers a beautiful balance of floral and fruity aromas, characteristic of well-ripened Loureiro grapes. With its light body, smooth texture, and refreshing crispness, this wine boasts high acidity. However, due to the absence of barrel aging, it lacks significant structure, resulting in a very light mouthfeel, an elegant and refreshing start to the pairing. To this wine, we are being served a course which is a masterpiece of balance and harmony. At its center is a delicate tart filled with exquisite cured squid, its natural brininess enhanced by a subtle depth of flavor. Complementing this is a vibrant salad of fresh cucumber, Thai basil, and mint, each ingredient adding layers of crispness and aromatic freshness. A finishing touch of sauteed lemon ties the dish together, offering a bright, citrusy lift that perfectly complements the richness of the tart. The Portuguese white wine continues to accompany us, pairing beautifully with the next stunning course as well. Dry-aged loin of tuna that's been cured with soy sauce and wasabi. This preparation brings out the tuna's deep, umami-rich flavors while adding a subtle hint of spice that lingers delicately on the palate. The tuna is presented in a crisp golden tart shell that provides a satisfying contrast to its silky texture. The dish is crowned with a generous amount of caviar, its briny elegance perfectly complementing the richness of the fish. Each bite is a symphony of flavors and textures, elevated by the wine's floral and citrusy notes, which cut through the richness and leave a refreshing finish. The next wine is a German Riesling from the renowned and picturesque Mosel Valley, a region celebrated for its precise expression of both winemaker, and terroir. Over the past 3 decades, Clemens and Rita, the charming couple behind this wine, have cultivated a loyal following for their meticulously crafted, richly textured Rieslings. Their wines are celebrated for their laser-sharp clarity and unmistakable sense of place. This particular wine, sourced from the Rottenfahrt vineyard, highlighted on the historic Mosel wine map as one of the region's finest, is a standout. The vineyard's distinctive red slate soil imparts an herbal spicy character balanced by a subtle off-dry sweetness. The result is a wine with remarkable complexity and a perfect harmony of flavors. It's an excellent wine on its own and an inspired pairing for the next course, one of Chef Andrea's signature creations. This dish features a langoustine sandwich artistically shaped like a claw and brushed with andouille butter.
Our idea behind it was that since everyone was serving the tail, we wanted to dish with just the claw. In this case, it's a farce made also with the tails, but we don't just pick the biggest one. As long as they're fresh, we use all type of langoustines, and then we fill it up with this salad of claw, slightly spicy. On the side, to kind of give this surf and turf vibe, we have a preserved spruce gel. On the top is an emulsion of sour cream, or the romme, so Norwegian sour cream with fresh herbs, and then an emulsion of sap mushroom.
It's easy to see why this dish has earned its place as a signature offering, remaining on the menu since the beginning. This is such a fun, creative and delicious dish. Accompanying the langoustine claw is a stunning 3-layer sauce that showcases both innovation and precision. The base layer features the earthy depth of preserved spruce, followed by a mid-layer of tangy sour cream infused with fresh herbs. The final touch is a rich mushroom emulsion, topped with delicate crisps shaped like tiny crabs. Each layer adds its own unique flavor and texture, coming together to create a harmonious accompaniment to this already exceptional dish.
So what we ask you to do is to think as a langoustine. So you take the claw with your hand, you dig in the sand and you catch all the little crabs. Hope you enjoy.
The next course showcases hamachi in a stunning array of variations, served in a traditional Japanese style. The centerpiece is a crispy Nordic shell filled with perfectly cooked Hokkaido rice, topped with a tartare made from the rich belly of the fish. The tartare is delicately seasoned with sesame oil, spring onion, and ginger. Adding a touch of spice is an emulsion of wasabi, while the dish is finished with the loin, which has been lightly smoked and elegantly dressed with a ponzu sauce. The result is a refined gumkan that is both visually captivating and deeply flavorful. To complement this beautiful dish, a thoughtfully paired ginjo sake from Shikuma Nishiki is served. Hailing from the Japanese Alps in Nagano, a region renowned for its pure water, this sake embodies the area's characteristic high acidity. The Kisan Sanban cuvée balances residual sugar with refreshing acidity, offering a smooth, rounded palate with notes of apple and aniseed. Unlike many ginjo sakes, which can emphasize aroma over flavor, this one delivers a rich, full-bodied taste profile while maintaining the distinctive aromatic intensity of a ginjo. The sake's crisp acidity and complex flavor profile make it a perfect match for the hamachi gumkan, enhancing each bite with a seamless interplay of flavors. Just like a good pairing should be, and great work by the sommelier. Before diving into our next course, we're served the final white wine of the evening, a South African Chenin Blanc from the renowned Cavalli estate in Stellenbosch. This elegant wine is fruit-forward and supple with aromas of fresh stone fruit, pear and sweet melon, complemented by the floral scent of peach blossom. On the palate, tropical notes of pineapple are beautifully balanced with a delicate spice and subtle hint of vanilla from the oak, creating a harmonious and richly textured profile. To pair with this wine, Chef Andrea presents us with an exquisite dish featuring hand-dyed scallops from Steigen in northern Norway. The scallops are sliced raw to highlight the pristine quality and freshness, accompanied by an intriguing narrative. Sea stars, natural predators of scallops, inspire the presentation. The scallops are topped with løyrom, that's Norwegian or Swedish Wendensroe, and a luxurious brown butter seasoned with seaweed curry powder. The brown butter adds a nutty richness that perfectly complements the natural creaminess of the scallops, while the løyrom brings a salty, clean brightness that refreshes the palate. Each element is impeccably balanced, showcasing the buttery texture of the scallops and the finesse of the seasoning. It's yet another outstanding dish in my opinion, and yet another great pairing to elevate the experience. Following the scallops, we transition into another beautifully presented dish. Chef Andrea's Italian heritage takes center stage with this creation. Pumpkin gnocchi served with a root vegetable glaze and an Italian-style mostarda. The gnocchi are pillowy and rich, bathed in a glaze that enhances the natural sweetness of the pumpkin, while the mostarda adds a subtle fruity sharpness. The dish is indulgently creamy and packed with flavor, though I find myself wishing for a touch more acidity and texture to balance it. Still, these are minor details in what is otherwise a remarkable creation from the kitchen, a dish that beautifully showcases the chef's craftsmanship and roots. For the pairing, we shift from white to red wine with an interesting detour through the world of orange wine. The selected wine is from Siniel and Pelzer, two innovative winemaking friends from Burgenland in Austria. Their cuvée, Earthen Goddess, is a Chardonnay aged for 12 months in amphora, resulting in a quite funky profile. Aromas of quince, marzipan, salted lemon, pear, and white tea make this wine a sensory adventure. While orange wines aren't typically my preferred style, I have to admit this one was an exceptional pairing for the pumpkin gnocchi. Its complexity and unique character beautifully complemented the richness of the dish, elevating the overall experience. The Austrian orange wine accompanied us for the next serving as well. But while the first pairing was a success, this one fell short for me. The dish featured kohlrabi compressed in koji oil and artfully cut into the shape of an origami. It was paired with smoked eel, and a creative interpretation of ajo blanco, the traditional Spanish almond soup. To finish, the dish was drizzled with homemade almond oil and came with Chef Andrea's own eating recommendations.
And how we recommend to eat is to get the chopstick, eat the origami in one bite possibly, and finish off the ajo blanco with the soup and the croutons.
While I appreciated the concept and philosophy behind this dish, I wasn't particularly excited about the flavors. The kohlrabi's mildness and the smoky richness of the eel didn't quite harmonize with the eccentric character of the orange wine. The combination of aromas felt disjointed, leaving this course as one that, while intriguing, didn't fully resonate with me. With the eel course behind us, the sommelier finally pours the first red wine of the evening, and it's a personal favorite. This wine features Tempranillo, one of my go-to grapes from one of my favorite regions. While many Tempranillos, especially those from Rioja, undergo extensive barrel aging, this version from Goyo in Ribera del Duero takes a different approach, offering a non-oaked expression. The grapes are hand-harvested, destemmed and fermented with wild yeast in steel tanks, undergoing 3 months of skin maceration before being aged entirely in tank. Bottled without fining, filtration or added SO2, this wine showcases a fresh, unadulterated character. Its juicy style is exactly what I love. On the nose, it offers soft red berry aromas with hints of spice and tart cherry. The palate is just shy of moderate in weight, with vibrant acidity and flavors of ripe berries, pepper, and a subtle earthiness. This wine pairs beautifully with the next course, Asian-inspired gyoza filled with cured duck leg, black cabbage, lingonberries, and blackberries, served in a broth of fermented morels and spruce oil. A fantastic concentration of flavors and textures. The balance of umami, acidity, and richness is impeccable, easily one of the standout dishes of the night. It exemplifies Chef Andrea's skill in crafting surprising, thoughtful flavor combinations. As we reflect on the meal so far, we all agree it's been a long time since we experienced a restaurant with so many wow moments in a single evening. Truly outstanding work by the entire team. We continue the evening with another red wine, this time journeying overseas to California's iconic Napa Valley, renowned for producing some of the world's most captivating Cabernet Sauvignons. This region consistently delivers excellence, and this wine is no exception. Crafted by Rick Foreman, one of Napa Valley's most respected winemakers with over 50 harvests to his name, this is La Grande Roche, the second label of Foreman Vineyard. While labeled as a Cabernet Sauvignon, this cuvée also incorporates Cabernet Franc, Petit Verdot, and Merlot, creating a wine of impressive depth and complexity. In the glass, it presents a striking dark red hue with brilliant clarity. On the nose, it offers enticing aromas of licorice, currant, balanced by dusty herbal notes, hints of tobacco and cedar. The palate is bold and structured with firm tannins, vibrant acidity, and an undeniable power and persistence. With such a robust wine, it's only fitting that the next course brings equally bold flavors. The presentation of a selection of knives leaves no doubt as to what to come next, setting the stage for a dish that promises to be as compelling as the wine itself.
You can see I have 3 different kinds. The blade of the knife is exactly the same for all of them, and the handle is the one that differs. So these
Our anticipation rises even higher as one of the chefs presents us with the meat, reindeer from northern Norway. The reindeer meat is presented with an exceptional sauce made from its bone stock, enriched with juniper and black pepper. Beneath the meat lies a velvety velouté of Jerusalem artichoke infused with elderberry, offering a smooth, subtle, sweet foundation. The dish is further elevated by the addition of sherry gel, crispy rye shards, and delicate fried artichoke skins, adding layers of texture and bursts of complementary flavors. This is yet another stunning course, showcasing what I believe to be some of the finest meat Norway has to offer. The gamey richness of the reindeer takes center stage, enhanced by the bold aromatic sauce. Every bite reflects the essence of Norwegian terroir, with earthy notes reminiscent of forest floor and herbs, beautifully balanced by the bright acidic freshness of the berries. It's a dish that truly captures the spirit of the land and the skill of the kitchen. With the main meat course behind us, we transition to the sweeter side of the menu. It's finally dessert time. In the glass, we are treated to a Recioto di Soave, a 100% Garganega sweet wine from Veneto in Italy. This wine is nothing short of exceptional, regularly earning 96 to 98 points of wine critics. As James Suckling aptly put it in his latest review, among the greatest sweet wines of the world. Let's get that straight. The wine boasts rich notes of honey and bitter orange marmalade, which pair beautifully with the first dessert, a sea buckthorn sorbet accompanied by a parfait of yogurt and honey, and Earl Grey custard, and a fermented sauce made from sea buckthorn and honey. This dessert is everything I love: cold, fresh, and perfectly balanced with high acidity and concentrated sweetness. It's a vibrant and refreshing way to round off an incredible meal, leaving a lasting impression of creativity and finesse. Except the meal wasn't quite over yet. We're treated to a final round of petit fours, a sweet conclusion to an extraordinary dining experience. And who better to introduce this last indulgence than Chef Andrea himself? Let's hear what he has to say.
Last bites of tonight, we start with this little cookie. There's a story behind it. In Italy, every household has a box of Danish cookie. You open up, and it's like a sewing kit from your grandmother. So you never find this beautiful cookie, so we wanted to make the cookies without the box. And it's a butter cookie filled with namelaka of blackcurrant wood toffee, and fresh blackcurrant, all coming from Oversuport. Then we have our seaweed, 3 different types of seaweed, all picked by the same guy up in Trondelag, called G. Mangostene. So the outside layer is caramelized butare, or sugar kelp. Inside is roasted kombu ganache, and then dulce seaweed toffee. Our signature ice cream sandwich with truffle and pecan nuts. So it's truffle ice cream and pecan praline. And then we finish off with our citrus fall leaves. 3 different types of citrus, yuzu, bergamot, and the sudashi. Each leaf representing a different type of citrus. A cream that we combine all 3 of them, and a ganache of miso and sake. So for the first 3, there is no specific order. I would just recommend to finish with the leaves because they're sour and slightly bitter as a perfect end of the meal.
I'm usually not a big fan of the sweet bites at the very end. I find myself thoroughly enjoying these. Aside from the ice cream, the petit fours were light, crisp, and refreshingly balanced. Exactly what you want to close out a meal. They provided a satisfying conclusion to the evening and set the perfect stage for us to reflect on the incredible experience we've had tonight. Now, let's break down the scores to see how Chef Andrea and his team measure up. But before we dive into the details, I want to take a moment to thank you for watching this far. If you enjoyed this episode, I'd greatly appreciate it if you could give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Your support helps me continue showcasing the world's best chefs and restaurants. Thank you. Now for the scores, divided into the following 4 categories. Design and atmosphere. There's a lot to admire about the space, but a few aspects stood out as: first, the lighting design feels somewhat overlooked. The typical approach of dimmed ambient lighting with focused illumination on the tables isn't applied here. Instead, the lighting is more evenly distributed throughout the room, which impacts the ambience, giving a sense of exposure and reduced privacy. Additionally, the restroom facilities are located outside the restaurant, down in the basement, and are shared with the rest of the Revier house. For a restaurant at this price point, this setup doesn't align with expectations. Despite these points, the overall design and atmosphere remain impressive, earning a solid 7 out of 10 points. Now for the service category. With a maximum score of 20 points, this is a critical category. Let me start by saying the staff at the Restaurant Savage are phenomenal. The service strikes a perfect balance between being friendly and laid back while remaining highly attentive and professional. The presentation of both food and wine is excellent, with consistent timing and precision throughout the evening. That said, there are small areas for improvement. Details like assistant with chairs of returning from the restrooms to find perfectly folded napkins were missing. We also ran out of water on a couple of occasions. These are minor issues that won't bother most guests, but can be expected at this level. We rate the service at 16 out of 20 points. The next category is the wine and beverage pairing. As I've detailed throughout the meal, the quality of the wine served was very good. There were some excellent pairings, though a few didn't work as well. With a menu featuring so many courses, some wines need to pair with multiple dishes. A challenge for any sommelier. For the price, perhaps we could expect a touch more, but overall, they did a good job. And this category earned 17 out of 20 points. Last, but most importantly, the food category. With a maximum score of 50 points, let's get straight to it. Restaurant Savage comes remarkably close to maxing out. The consistent high quality, creativity and innovation throughout the meal were nothing short of extraordinary. We award the food an outstanding 49 out of 50 points, placing it on par with culinary heavyweights like 3 Michelin-starred Maemo and Apponiente, both of which have graced the world's 50 best lists. For the total score, Restaurant Savage achieves an impressive 89 out of 100, placing it firmly in the upper tier of the very good restaurants classification and just 1 point shy of the outstanding restaurant tier. Conclusion: to answer the question posed at the start of this episode, does Restaurant Savage deserve its Michelin star? The answer is a resounding yes. In fact, based on tonight's experience, I believe they deserve more. In my opinion, Restaurant Savage is the clearest candidate for an upgrade to 2 Michelin star in Oslo for 2025. If you enjoyed this review, you don't want to miss my in-depth review of the 3 Michelin-starred Maemo, which you can check out right here. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to see you in the next one.